What's up, family? This is Manuel. I'm having a great time today, and I hope you are too on Veterans Day. I'm a veteran myself, so I had to get me a couple meals in. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, this is going great. I got a couple of updates for you. Actually, some pretty cool updates, and some pretty basic ones as well, right? So obviously, our campaign is still going strong. That's always a great thing. But we also are going to reveal a new tier of investment. So anybody who's investing specifically for extra perks besides our preferred stock, that's big news for you. And also, what was it? What else do we have? Oh yeah, I'm gonna show you some of the features of the app. So I actually have like a prototype on my phone. So I'm gonna show you some of that, and you'll be like, "Yo, that's pretty dope. That right there is pretty hot. You'll like it, you know." So, so let's start this off right first. I'd like to say hello to everybody who's here. Haven't seen y'all in a minute, right? And I know I had one earlier this week. I had it on, I believe Monday. I had a video, you guys, and now, right, a lot has changed. Right, when we were talking, we were at 270,000, I think. Right. Well, now if we check on the campaign, right. So if we check on the campaign, we're looking at about 326,000. So we're moving fast. We went about $50,000 in the last 2 days. So that's pretty incredible, right? But one of the things you might notice on this page is now we added a new tier. So if you look on here and you go to the investments, right? This one right here is new, 2,500. Okay, 2,500. That is a new tier. And what that tier is basically at $2,500, you also get 2 VIP tickets to our conventions for life, and you get an extremely discounted rate for your kids or whatever, right? So what I noticed was people wanted to get the $5,000 tier perk, right, for their family. They wanted to get it, but they couldn't get it because the SEC regulated that they can only spend at most a year $2,500. So obviously that was a big problem, right? People want to invest 5,000 and they could only invest 2,500. So because of that hard cap, we created a new tier specifically to get them. And anybody who already invested 2,500, they'll just get our grandfather into this tier, you know. But anybody who maybe have invested at 1,000 or $1,500, they might want to go up to 2,500 in order to get their perk. Who knows, right? But it's there, it's available for them because at the end of the day, people need this kind of stuff, and they don't want to have any problems. You know what I mean? So let me see here. What else? People need. Yep. And if we're looking a little closer, the campaign's been moving very smoothly throughout this entire time. I've been talking a lot on Instagram. If you haven't seen me there, definitely hit me up over there. But yeah, we've been having an incredible time. This time, because we've already talked on Monday, I won't be on too long. I won't stay online for a long period of time. But I will. I will be revealing a couple of things. So first of all, there's a couple of things I definitely want to show you. Right now, we have a beta, right? Oh, I have an alpha build of the app. So I actually seen it, right? And we're going through the functionality test right now, and it's pretty cool. It might look a little blurry on the screen because I'm going to pull it up here, right? But I can't pull it off my phone, so you got to be able to see it from there, right? But let's pop this bad boy open, right? And let's see what we got. So first things first, this is what it looks like. This is home screen, right? That's home screen. And if you move around, you'll be able to, let's say we go to this one or something. I can't see anything. Boom, right? Now you see how that works right there? What happens is this app right here is pretty dope so far. We want to get with the best and most fancy like interface that we could possibly build for the app, right? We wanted to make sure that it works fine. And let's say we go to the Black Sand story, right? You go to Black Sand story and bam, you're gonna see chapter after chapter after chapter. You're just gonna go through all the chapters of Black Sands, read those chapters, go through anything else. Let's say we want to go back a bit, right? So we go back, boom. Let's say we want to go to see other books, right? Other people's books. You can have other people's books there as well. Whole bunch of them. You can go and check them out. You can read them right there on the app. And this is like Webtoons. So everything's going to be optimized for Webtoons, right? And I know it's kind of a pain. It's so blurry, but you know, these screens don't really focus. These little webcams, they don't focus on other screens. So let's go and check out. I have a forum. Did you know that the app that we're developing has an internal forum? So let me go here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. It's kind of like Reddit, right? So it's kind of like Reddit. But let's say you're doing an article or whatever. You make your own articles. Boom, boom, boom. You have your own profile with Karma. So you see right there. Let me see if I can get this focus a little bit. Come on, focus. But basically, you have a Karma system just like before. You can upvote or downvote. Threads will be made for everybody's topics, so you can make your own topics, right? You want to make your own topics. We want to talk. We want to make a community in this app. We don't want to have an app in which everybody feels by themselves. I think that's the biggest problem when people download to pass, or when people download Webtoons or Comixology. It feels like you're by yourself. Like you're not part of any community at all. You're just some guy or girl who freaking downloaded an app and you're reading comics all by yourself. We don't like that. So we're gonna have all that interface stuff in there. And eventually we're gonna have the gotcha system. So gotcha system is gonna be pretty dope. You know, we're gonna have stuff like this, you know, the gotcha system. And let's say you roll, right? You'll get something like this, but we're gonna have like a really fancy animation for like when you unlock comic books and stuff like that. This is like the basic core stuff right now, right? And then we're gonna like really fancy it up, right? But you know, this is where it's at, man. This is where all the power is right now, and I'm excited. I'm super excited about this. I'm super excited about the menu and everything else. It really feels like it's a really high-end app, because it is. It really is a high-end app, right? And you know, nobody in our community took this chance. Nobody took this chance to develop a product that really was a product. Think about it this way. I've downloaded a lot of competitors' apps. So I've downloaded apps from other, you know, Black indie publishers out there. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them that's built apps before, but all the apps are so basic, right? They have basic functionality, like they were just put together by an automatic app builder, right? When you read a comic, let's say you want to read chapter 1 of Black Sands on my phone, on the app, right? The second you press it, right, it calls the server. So there's a lot of data built on the server. And then the server uploads the comic for you. And then you can read it right there with little to no download at all. Zero download. All right. You're just accessing our catalog online. The same for everybody else's comic books. We don't want you downloading nothing. You understand? Because, you know, it takes up a lot of space on your phone. I went to other people's apps, and to read just one freaking comic book took like 300 megabytes. Like they were like, download them. You had to download a PDF from a website. You download a PDF directly from a website to get one chapter of their book on your phone. Just one. And I was like, what a disaster. I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, you know, not everybody has like 100 gig freaking phone. Like that, what a disaster to have to download 200, 300 megabytes per issue. I don't want any downloads. I want the app to be basically as much as you need to download, a couple of cache builds and everything else. But for the most part, it needs to be basically, you know, called. It needs to be called online. You know what I'm saying? So when do I think the app might roll out? Well, one thing that I am looking for is a January 1st is a private release. So what we're going to do is we're going to release it to our investors, and we're going to release it to the people on Patreon, right? And we're going to have like maybe 3,000 users on there, right? 3,000 users, small audience, and we want you to break it. We want you guys to use use it so much that it breaks, and there's a lot of bugs, and we get rid of all the bugs before the official launch date, which will be February 1st. You understand? So we're gonna have an official launch break of February 1st, but the entire build will be done and released on January 1st, right? And we're just gonna break that bastard. We're gonna use it to death, so we know what is wrong and we fix it before we get to the big boys, right? And the cool thing is you get early access. You can have all those comic books on there. You can tell me what's working, what's not working, and we might have some time to go and fix some things. You know, so it's gonna be pretty dope, you know. Also, for you guys, right? So we have people out here who's big fans of Black Sands, the actual story. So one thing, a cool update for you guys is we've just built a team of freaking hardcore creators. And what's gonna happen is next year, we're gonna do at least 12 issues of Black Sands. That means one issue a month. Okay, one issue a month. After we finish an issue, 2 months later, you'll be able to buy our physicals because it takes that long to print and ship, right? So 2 months after we create them, you get the physicals. Now, the awesome thing about that, though, is that we're going to be releasing those new issues the second they're done on the app. So on the app, they're going to be there, right? Whereas on the other things, it's going to take at least 2 months before physical copies come out, right? People still want to buy their physical copies, and they should, right? But, you know, for somebody who wants to read something very quickly and see and get to the story and keep going through the story, you're going to want to get on that app. Now, that's literally an issue a month, right? But we have a team that we now developed that's capable of doing that. It gets a lot more expensive to build each comic book, right? The comic book cost comes up. But at the same time, we make like hundreds of thousands of dollars on Black Sands. So we don't really care if the comic book doubles in price in production, right? When it's making so much money as a return, you know what I'm saying? It's like when you're making so much money with the product, it's okay to increase the cost of the product in order to develop it faster, right? I need it faster. I need that product faster, no matter what. And we're a business, so we want 12 issues in a year. We want every single month somebody's getting that new issue, period, right? And that's how we're going to be developing it, you know? I like it. I think it's fun. Hey, I actually already talked to them, and nothing came of it, right? I guess we're not in their niche, right? But I'm not in a lot of people's niches. Why? Because I'm in a new market, right? There is no robust Black comic book market. It just isn't. So everything I do is pioneering. It's like completely pioneer. Oh, look, he's basically creating a market where there wasn't one, right? And that's what we're doing right now. So, but I have talked to them. We're not in their niche, right? But we can't stop winning, right? We don't raise $325,000, and what is it? We've only been up for what, 5 days? Yeah, it's 5 days. We've been up for 5 freaking days. Oh, and by the way, today is the day where we actually go public. So now our campaign is going public, which means everybody on WeFunder can finally see our campaign. Before that, it was just us. It was only us investing, which was crazy. And we had like 600 investors from our community come in on the first 5 days. So I'm very excited about that. The app is going to be called BSP. And I've actually signed a lot of people to BSP as well. BSP just means Black Sands Publishing, right? Black Sands Publishing. Well, who is the most powerful character? Well, currently, as the story stands, the most powerful character is Emissemi. So Emissemi, the Queen of Kush, she is by far the most powerful character. By far. Like way more powerful than Ra. Or any of the bad guys. Right? But she's like she's she can't use her power like she really wants to. Let's go look at that campaign again. So it's 326,000 right now. Let's see if it's already public. I don't know if it's public yet, so let me check it. Let me see. Go to Explore. Let me see if it's there or not. Oh, we're not there. So obviously we're not public yet. So I'm going to go call up my manager over there and make sure that we go public today, because we definitely should be right here on the raise. Let's see what these guys are about. Yeah, these guys ain't doing nothing, right? I'm being a hater, right? But basically, you know, I should be on this list at the very top, right? In the popular tab, I should be right here, #1. And the only reason why I'm not there is because I'm not public yet. So I'm gonna call my people up and I'm gonna make sure that they put me on the list so I could be public and make that cash. Yeah, but that's cool, man. I like it. I like this a lot, man. I'm having a great time, man. It's a great feeling, right? Knowing that your community is behind you, they can do all this, right? He's already in it. We haven't seen him. We haven't talked to him, but he's there. Trust me. And if you're looking for our books, just go to blacksandsentertainment.com. That's where our store is. #1 store in the nation. Let me see how my store is doing right now anyway. Want to see something cool? Let me show you something. We just got our inventory back. So we've been basically out of inventory for like freaking like 2 months. We just got our inventory in today. We've been slowly ramping up our ads. Right, we've been slowly ramping up our ads for the last week or so. Right, we're like, oh, okay, let's go and get our ads back up now that we actually have our inventory back. So we're starting off real slow, right? We don't want to go crazy, right? But if you look at our last 7 days, right? Let's go put this on there real quick so I can show you what's going on. Let's go kill this, and let's go to the Chrome tab, and boom. So let's see, you should see that right there. So in the last 7 days, with a very, very, very low ad spend, right? With a very low ad spend, we've generated about $11,300, right? And that's with a very low ad spend. Like, we're not spending money at all to get this, but we're about to crank this the hell up. We're about to crank this up hard. Now that we have all our books back, we're finally back in inventory. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe a week or 2 weeks later, right, we're going to do another video and you're going to see our numbers go from 11,000 in a week to 40,000 or 50,000 in a week. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised at all if we hit 50,000 in a week in 2 weeks. We'll see, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised not one bit, especially since Black Friday is coming up, right? So we're definitely going to be grinding right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so this is a good question. Well, our inventory just hit today. So if your stuff got delayed, and most likely got delayed because it's all packaged together, right? But our inventory just came in today, and they had to go and process about 40,000 books. You know what I'm saying? Now they told me that they're trying to rush out all the orders that were already placed, right? They're like, hey, I got to rush all these orders out first, and then they're going to try to process everything else. Right, so I'm pretty certain your inventory is gonna ship tomorrow, right? Almost everybody's inventory that bought last week is gonna ship tomorrow, and then after that, it's basically same day, right? If you put an order in before 2 o'clock, you're gonna get your shipped out by the end of the day. That's normally how it works with us, right? But the people who ordered last week, it was all pre-order, and we put it on the website saying that we wouldn't ship any earlier than Wednesday, right? Because we knew when our inventory was coming in. It was coming in from China, right? So I actually bought 12 pallets of books, 12 pallets. If you know how big a pallet is, imagine 12 of them bastards, right? All full of inventory. There's a lot of books, you know. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. And, you know, it's incredible what we've done and grown over this time period, right? And it's time to start breaking records, right? It's time to break records, right? That's what we need to do. We need to break every single record out there so they can't avoid us. The mainstream industry can't avoid what we're doing, right? And more importantly, if you're an investor, right, you want to see me break records so that you can get your stock price up, right? Because the people who invested in February, they doubled their stock price already. They were at $1. Now the stock price is at $1.96. The next one, if we keep breaking records with our sales, the next one might be freaking what, $3, $4 in for the stock price, right? Meanwhile, everybody who owned stock prior to that, their value just freaking, you know, went through the roof, right? And we could do that. Why? Because our company is more valuable, a lot more valuable. You know what I'm saying? So let's do it. Let's get these damn things up. Let's see. This is an interesting question. Well, first, Black Sand Season 1. That's basically the big thing that will get us on public will be Black Sand Season 1. There's two different things that I consider a major success. Black Sand Season 1 coming out. That's the first path, right? That's the one most obvious, right? Because at the end of the day, we're going to make that show. We're going to make that show no matter what. And we're going to raise the capital and we're going to build that bad boy. So I can see that clearly. And when that drops, right, I can go public and run hard, right? The second one is not so clear. I'm not clear on it, but who knows? It might. The second one is BSP blows up. If BSP blows up, right? If the app just goes crazy and grows out of this world, and I have like 1 million, 2 million users, right, in like a year, that's when we can actually decide to either go public or do series rounds on the app that are way more value than what we normally would do. If you got 1 to 2 million users on a freaking comic book app, you know, you're going to be evaluated at like $50 million or more. Guaranteed you're going to be evaluated at least 50 million or more, because that's a lot of people that you have direct eyes on you for products, for merchandise, for everything. And I have no doubt in my mind that I'll get at least 100, 200,000 users. Will I get 1 million? I don't know. That might take a long time, but it really depends on how fast we can build the momentum. I already get like 200, like I can get at least 200, 300,000 users on my website, right? To get there every month. I want to see how many of those I can convert over to the app, as well as people I can push directly to the app through ads. But if I can get close to 100,000 active users in the first 2 months, I'm pretty sure I'll eventually hit to 1 million within a year, because we're going to drop content nonstop. We're always going to have new content coming up. Boom, boom, boom. And we ain't going to stop. So that's the two ways we go public, right? It's one of those things got to crack. I'm not going public until my company is easily worth well over $50 million. If it's not worth over $50 million, I won't even think about going public. You can find that in the financials. So if you just go all the way down to the financials, it'll give you all the disclosures. It tells you how many outstanding shares we have, what kind of shares we have, whether it's preferred stock, common stock, whatever. It tells you how much own anything. It tells you the stock price of the current round. It says like 1.96, right? It also says that when you actually click on the contract, you can actually pull up the contract right under the investment tab. So right where you see the investment thing, go right under that and it'll have the contract, and you can actually open the contract and look at the entire, contract for investors. So you can see all the terms and conditions and everything else right there. How do you invest? Just go to wefunder.com/BlackSandsEntertainment. The link is in the description. So if you look at the description of this video, it's right there. You just click the link and get your stock. Will there an opportunity to invest in the app later? Yes, there will be. There will not be an opportunity to invest in the company anymore. So what happens is I'm not going to raise capital in Black Sands Entertainment for a long time because I don't want to liquidate my company or give up too much of my shares early, right? I want to wait, and now that I have a lot of profits and now that I have a lot of capital I need to scale, I don't want to keep doing rounds like other people do. Other people will do round after round after round after round after round, and they keep doing it because, you know, they really have no way of making money, right? They're working in a negative. They have like a $50,000 burn per month, right? But they have no revenue to make up for that. So they're just burning money nonstop. With us, it's very different. We make a lot of money every month. So what I want to do is grow as big as I possibly can before doing my next round for my company. I want to be able to do a round where it's like I'm raising $5 million and I'm only giving 5% of my company. And they'll be like, what the hell? How are you going to do that? And they'll be like, well, my company got to get to the valuation where it feels like it's worth it, right? I can't just do that. I have to actually have a company that's worth that much. So I got to get to crazy numbers, but I can get it. I believe it. See, once you've done it, once you've done like the smaller stuff, like you've hit $100,000 in sales in a month, right? And you look at the metrics and you say, I had this much traffic, I had this conversion rate, I had this much for my average chart. Average cart was this much, right? I only sold this many products. So this is how much I need to do in order to get 100,000. And then you look at your market and you say my market, if I'm looking realistically at my market is about 16 million people. 16 million people. Those particular people are parents, right? Parents, Black parents, age 25 to 44. That's the golden zone for me. Black parents, age 25 to 44, that have kids. These are the people. And it's about 16 million of these people in the United States, right? And if all I got to do is get 10%, that's all I want. I don't need all of them, but I need a good 10%, right? And I'm very far away from 10% right now. When I do $100,000 in sales, I'm tapping into roughly 6,000 customers, right? And 1% of my target market, right? 1% of my target market is basically 160,000 people. All right. So 160,000 people. And I only tapped into 6,000 customers to get $100,000 in sales. What happens when I tap into 60,000 customers in a month? Right. I get $1 million in sales in 1 month. And I'm still not near my 1% goal. You understand? I have a lot of room to grow, with massive amount of room to grow. So it's not unrealistic for me to say, hey, I could do $500,000 in a month, because my market is way bigger than that. And it's very niche. It's not like it's not like I'm targeting everybody. I'm not targeting the white people in Nevada and stuff like that. I'm going for Black parents age 25 to 44. That's it. That's my market. It's very niche. It's very small, but I'm going for them because those parents have kids that are grown. They're the range ages of like 8 to freaking teenage, right? To 8 to college. That's the age range that I want kids. I want parents constantly buying stuff for their kids, man. And that is the golden zone for me, right? And even though it's a small slice of the Black community, I don't need a bigger slice. Let's see. So that's about it. That's all I got. it was a great update. I sent you everything. You saw the app. The app is real. The app is real. First of all, let's talk about that for a second. The app is real. It's coming along, and by the end of the month, we should have a prototype, so we can actually get in there and download it and test some things out. Let's test some stuff out. Maybe the website will be up in a month and a half, and I can actually get people to start uploading their comic books over there. Who knows? But the whole point is the app is real and it's coming. Right, so that's exciting, right? And our campaign has been going strong. It's been going strong this entire time. $326,000, and we ain't even go a week yet. Remember, we're only raising $535,000. It stops. That's it. So don't worry about what the website says. Website doesn't tell you that we're only stopping at 535,000, right? Because they hit a couple of features, but basically the max is 535. So if you invest at 536, you're going to get a refund. I'm guaranteeing you. All right, guys. I will holler at you later. Black Sands out.